morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Afro Scientific Spirituality. This is the place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstition, and the concept from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'm going to be talking about white racism and African spirituality. Is it possible for a racist to practice African spirituality? I think we should look at that today because over the years, I have seen many white people that are interested in studying and learning African spirituality. And I have also seen many of them have racist tendencies towards black people, but yet they want to practice African spirituality in sincerity and honesty. Is it possible? I've seen people that want all the power, the wealth, and fame. They want to be known as masters of African spirituality, but they don't give a damn about black people. They don't support black causes. In fact, they can't stand black people for less than 2 minutes, but they're telling others that they are masters of African spirituality. How did they learn this African spirituality? Which spirits, which African ancestors are they working with? I don't understand. So today I want to bring this topic out because I have seen that many practitioners out there are not interested in even speaking about this openly. So most you hear is that African spirituality practice is not open to white people. And I think I know the reason why. And many white people have asked this question. Why are black people refusing to teach us this thing? We've been to Haiti, we've been to Africa, and black people don't want to have anything to do with us. Even we offer them money most times, they don't want to teach us. And is it black racism? So let's find out why. First of all, I'm going to narrate from my personal experience I have gotten with white people on the left-hand path. I got into left-hand path practice in 2015, actually. So ever since then, I've been heavily in the path, studying, learning, practicing, and trying to mix up with other practitioners to know more about the practice and see things from their point of view. And I have come to this realization that so many people, white people, practicing this left-hand path, Satanism, Luciferianism, many of them are racist. I have to say this. They have this racist tendency and of supremacy, that they are a supreme race, they are better than all other races, especially the black race. The people from Africa know nothing more than them, so they cannot bring themselves down to learn from African people, but they want to study African spirituality and they want to master it, and so are even claiming they are masters. So it's very painful. I was in a conference, a certain conference last year. I met a white woman that claimed that she is a master of African spirituality, a mistress. She is expert at ancestor veneration and worship. Okay, I say well done. Along the line in the summit, the presenter said she's going to be in charge of doing libations for the summit to call his African ancestors to bless the summit. Okay, I was ready. I bought my own whiskey because it's an online summit, so I was part of the conference, Zoom conference. When it's time for a libation pouring, this lady claimed that Charles Darwin, the father of racism, the man that propounded the racist theory of evolution, was her ancestor. That was the first name she mentioned for a woman claiming to practice African spirituality. And she poured libation to this name. And I was there, I witnessed this event. I was so shocked and horrified. Of course, naturally, I'm going to reject Charles Darwin. He is not my ancestor. He has nothing to do with me. In fact, he's one of the main people that are causing the problem and the pains African people are suffering today because of his racist theory. So I'm not going to support that. I rejected him. I poured my own libations separately to my own original African ancestors by my side, which I know are the real people. So the next day, they had problems, serious quarrels, dysfunction at that summit. I was not surprised about what happened. And I was so ashamed of this person that claimed that you practice African spirituality, but yet you cannot respect the tradition. You cannot be a white person that maybe you are the descendant of a colonizer, somebody that actively enslaved, killed, murdered, and traded in black people's ancestors, in black flesh. And you now want to practice African spirituality, you are going to call those racist criminal ancestors, and then you are going to be calling the ancestors of the Africans that your racist fathers have murdered and oppressed and stolen their wealth and land. You're calling two immortal enemies together, and you trying to force them to drink from one cup. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be serious problems. There are going to be problems. It's going to be an explosion. You're calling two immortal enemies and asking them to drink from one cup. Is that possible? No, it is not possible. So that is how I know this woman have not really realized, she don't even know anything about Africa. And yet she's telling other people that she's an African spiritualist, this white woman. I witnessed that event. It's very sad. Some white people that want to practice African spirituality, you might have to really do some serious soul searching. Maybe you have to do ancestor swiping, because you cannot mix two things that are not in alignment with each other together and put that inside you. You will always be having problems in your life. So if you know you have those kind of ancestors, you cannot practice African spirituality, because what you are doing is like you want to continue from where your ancestors have stopped. Your ancestors have done the physical stealing and oppression, and you are still supporting that system. Now you are trying to do the spiritual stealing by stealing the spirituality of those people, then completely killing and replacing them. That is just what you are trying to do, nothing else. If you want to practice African spirituality, you have to be 100% in. There is no half and half. You have to choose sides. Just like the way the African Christians were forced to forget about their ancestors and choose the Christian saints as their ancestors and accept those. You are going to forget those racist ancestors, and you are going to accept the real ancestors of Africa. That is just one step alone. I have seen a case whereby, this is another video of a white practitioner. I respect him, very nice guy. He is trying to get in touch with his spirituality. One of the things he did, he has to go into a jungle, a forest, to spend the nights, to align himself with nature. He did a video about this publicly, how it was very beneficial for him, how he went into the jungle, did the ride, the rain fell, there was water everywhere, he was bitten by bugs. During that process, he has to realize what it is to feel the elements, the spirits of the land, to get in touch with them, to get the attunement to them. He really had a life-changing experience from just that one night sleeping in the jungle. I look at the video, I say, well, this is just like a regular day in the life of a typical African person living in the rural environment in Africa. They sleep in jungle every night. They live in detached houses. They live in harmony with the environment. So you don't need to go into any serious form of magic to achieve this kind of attunement, because you already attune naturally with this kind of lifestyle every day. So what this person did, what that I learned from that video was that it showed me how detached so many white people have been from this planet. For you to have to do a very serious ritual in the jungle just to align yourself with the planet, it goes to show a long way that so many white people have disconnected themselves, either consciously and unconsciously. And this is one of the main things we black people and other races have noticed about the white race. Many of them, sorry to say, are disconnected from reality. They are not in touch with reality. Well, I have one word to say to most of my white people that are watching this. You are not special. You are not special. You have to accept this. You are not superior to any other race. You are not a superior race class. You are just like a light, a blip in the radar of humanity. So, for you to understand African spirituality, you need to know this fact first in your mind, first of all, that you are not special. Any miseducation, misconceptions that you have been given over the years to make you feel supreme, to propound this theory of white supremacy, it is all wrong. And it is part of the reason why the world is the way it is today. Many white people are living in denial. They are living in this deception, this web of lies of how the white race is supreme, how the white race is somehow special and other race are inferior, and they cannot learn anything from the environment. Instead of living in harmony with the environment, they are trying to conquer the environment. And this is the result of what we have seen today with capitalism. Massive greed, pollution, destruction of the environment, not caring, not feeling, trying to detach as much as possible. This has led to increased disease, increased debt, living a life of debt life, living from paycheck to paycheck, as intelligent as we are as human beings. So, those kind of mentality, you cannot carry it into African spirituality. If you are bringing that kind of mentality into African spirituality, it will not work for you. I have seen many white practitioners that are racist. They have been racist to me. Personally, I have seen their attitudes. I see them, how they behave. I know. And I know that those people, their magic practice cannot be strong, because it's based on a web of lies. I have seen how most white people will think that they will just carry a little sacrifice to give to nature, some few drinks and food, throw it in the forest or in the river for one day. They think that they have made peace with nature because they want to practice African spirituality. Then you go back to your home and you vote for policies that are against climate change. You support policies that destroy the planet. You carry the attitude of destruction, of oppressing indigenous people in the planet, and you want to practice African spirituality. I have seen white people try to buy initiation, that you think you can just pay some money to some babalao, propose somewhere, and then they will just initiate you, and now you are now a full African. You don't have any consequences. It's not going to work. Those people are just going to take your money and they're just going to deceive you. It's not going to work. I have seen people trying to bribe the spirits. Many white people try to do this in their practice, that they will bribe the spirit with food, sacrifice, but to appease them. It is still not going to work. I've seen many cases where they carry a caring attitude, that they are so special, they need to be pampered into African spirituality. There is no pampering in this part. If you're thinking that the caring attitude of calling the police or your therapist or your lawyer when things go wrong, when you carry that attitude into African spirituality, you are going to be totally destroyed. Who are you going to call? There's no calling the police or calling the lawyer inside African spirituality. So you better be ready of what you are going into. Okay? It is very sad. If you really want to practice this African spirituality, my advice is that you must have to learn African history. The real history that they did not teach you in your school. Not the history that say that Christopher Colombo is an hero. You have to learn the real facts. You have to know the people. You have to know the continents. And you have to make a stand. You have to choose which side you want to stand. You cannot call a demon today, call an angel tomorrow. You cannot call your racist ancestors and be calling ancestors of people that the racists fight to oppress. You have to choose which side you want to be. There's no half measure. You have to make a stand. Are you coming over fully? This is going to be like blood in, blood out. If you know, you know. You have to have this kind of mindset. If you don't have this kind of mindset, then what you are is nothing but a spiritual colonizer. You just want to continue from where your ancestors have stopped. And it's not going to work well for you. It's not going to go well for you, trust me. If you really want to join this path, you have to do that safe work. You have to renounce many things, and you have to make serious restitution for the past crimes of your ancestors. And you can do that. You can easily do that. First thing you need to do is by studying the real African history, you will need to do shadow work. Most of the time you see the white practitioners always talking about shadow work, shadow work. For me, shadow work are for people that are living in self-denial, are for people that have passed through trauma. You don't see many black practitioners doing shadow work because they are not living in self-denial. They are in touch with the reality of nature. That is one difference between white people and black people. White people, like many of them, like to pretend. They don't want to feel, they don't want to get connected to anything happening. They just want to live in their El Dorado of a perfect white world. Black people don't have this El Dorado. They are constantly in touch with the realities. You have to learn to be in touch with nature. That is the first thing. You have to be down to earth. You have to know that you are not special. You are not special. Okay? The spirits don't see you like that. So don't carry that kind of attitude. Don't bring it into African spirituality. You have to have accurate knowledge of the real world. It's very, very necessary. This history is going to keep you grounded in nature. It will make you feel attuned with the universe. It will harmonize you naturally. So you will start feeling. You will start understanding and seeing things from different perspectives. So you understand how people feel, how the spirits feel, so you can make proper, better relationship with the spirits you are trying to connect. You have to be humble. The arrogant attitude of white supremacy is not going to work. This will help you eliminate that carencity. I call it the phenomenon of caring phenomenon that many white people have. It will eliminate the carencity from your practice. So this will make your magic to be much stronger. You will start getting results. I have seen many white practitioners claiming to be masters of one thing or another, that they have, the spirits can give you work paths, have everything you want in your life, but they are suffering. Some of them don't even have a house. Some don't have good cars. They cannot eat well. They cannot live a very good, the kind of life you want to do it right for somebody that can give them wealth, but you do not have the wealth. How can you? You cannot give what you don't have. You can't give. That is how I know most of them are fake. You can't give what you don't have. It's impossible. You don't have wealth. The spirit that you are saying you doing the path for, asking people money for this path, are they giving you wealth? Are you having your own house and cars? Answer me. You don't have them. Are you having a good relationship? You want to do love spells for people, but your life is lacking all these basic necessities, but yet you're claiming you are a master magician. I see this many times and I feel sad. In fact, it means that I just know that you are a fake, or you don't know what you are practicing, or the spirits are still denying you these things because you are not in touch with reality. You are not in touch with your true self as we claim. You have not been there yet. Many of these so-called white magicians will never say anything good about black people. They hate black people. They pretend like black people don't even exist in their life, in their world. But they want to be masters of African spirituality. But you will hate the people that have the spirituality. You don't even talk to them. You don't even support their cause. You encourage your police to keep shooting them and killing them. You don't even vote for policies that will benefit them. But yet you want their spirituality. Are you not a thief? Are you not a colonizer, a criminal? Then you think the ancestors of those people are going to help you to kill their own children? Is it possible? In fact, most of you people, they are so toxic. This is a toxic spirituality you're practicing. So I don't see these people, except you have to align with the toxic deities. You should not just bother to come to African spirituality. We don't have that kind of toxicity. You will not find it in African spirituality. You have to be attuned with nature, the planet you are living with. You should protect it, preserve it. Many people are saying Voodoo is strong. African spirituality is very strong. Why is it strong? Because it's the only spirituality that is like 100% in touch, in harmony with nature. Other spiritualities are their watered down version. Even the so-called Luciferianism and Satanism that was articulated by Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, was copied from Brazilian Quimbanda system. You should check about Quimbanda. You will see where Anton LaVey got all his concepts from. You should check Quimbanda. It is directly from West Africa. So it is still an African spirituality that has been distorted and watered down. You now start seeing the spirits of demons. We that practice African spirituality, we don't see spirits as this horrible grotesque creatures that most white practitioners draw in their grimoire. I have never seen them like that. The few ones I have seen, I saw them as real human beings. In flesh, I never see any grotesque demon, blood-sucking, horrible fiends I see in those grimoires. I never see them like that. Could it be that you people are seeing these creatures as a reflection of what your real spirit really is? Could it be that that fiend you are seeing, that you are actually the fiend, it's just a reflection of you? Have you ever thought about that? And yet, these people want to carry this attitude to other planets. You're living in the earth right now with your fellow man. You have not been able to make peace with them. You have not been able to study about their culture. You want to go to space to meet with aliens you have never met in your life. And you want to carry the racist attitude to outer space. How do you think the aliens will want to talk to you when you have not been able to talk to your fellow man that you see every day on the street? But you want to parley aliens. Is it going to be possible? I don't think so. Even the ancestors on the planet, ancestors kill their children, you still have not been able to make peace with them. Is it going to be possible? No. So I see these white racists coming to African spirituality, shouting about gatekeeping and this and that. You cannot buy your way in. And most of you just want to take this spirituality and pervert it and start making money on it. You are not really interested in it. If you are actually interested in it, you will actually live it. See it. People will see this inside you. Okay? People will see this inside you. You have to make yourself an asset to this planet. You have to make yourself an asset rather than a liability. Because currently, most of these practitioners, they are liabilities to themselves. You cannot bring your racist baggage, traumas, and all your deniers into this practice. So if you want to practice it, you have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to yourself. So most of these spirits have to take you to boot camp to do shadow works before you start anything. Because they know that you are living in self-denial. Your whole life is a lie. You have to come to terms with who you are before you want to make peace with other creatures in the planets. So my advice to this any white person that wants to practice African spirituality, try to respect the source. Try to learn the history, the real history of Africa, not the lies that most Western scholars are blasting about Africa. Try to study the real history of ancient Egypt. It's out there. Acknowledge it. Embrace it. There's no shame in relearning what you don't know. There's no shame in taking a stand for knowing the truth. There's no shame in coming out of the closet to break your silence and stand for what is true. There's no shame in that. Learn the history. Live in harmony with the planet. Make peace with the people. And see how you can go from there. Okay? If you are coming into the path for wealth, for power, or for fame, it's better you forget it. It's not going to work. But if you are coming in to build good relationship with your planet and the rest of the people with the planet, maybe you're welcome. So that is what I have to say today. I hope that this message is well received. Questions and comments are welcome. Please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also download the book on quantum physics that I have written. If you like the chapter, the first chapter, you can order the books. So I'm very grateful to talk to you today, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye.